One love, one love, one love, one love, one love.
Keep calm. It's your favorite DJ, DJ One Love.
Good evening, everyone. This is Real Life with One Love, and we're here right now with this first show going out. Hello, ladies. How y'all doing? Yeah. We are with Christie and kind of let her give us a backdrop of her long story. I love it. What she's been through with college and school. Churches. So we're going to let you get into it, Christie, and let us know some things, how you got into this media thing.
Background stuff. I'm like,
It was stuff going on behind the scenes. It doesn't matter.
What you said? Nothing trying to look cute or something like that. Then they're gonna mock me over anything my looks during the podcast. People, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, it's the Real Life with One Love talk show, the show that deals with real life and also have fun while we're doing it. Tune in every Wednesday at 5:30, Comcast 17, and make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for all other things that will be going on with Real Life with One Love. Get ready to enjoy the show, and thank you for watching Real Life with One Love. Good evening, guys. How you doing? This is One Love with Real Life with One Love right here. And we're going back to the continuation of our show from last week. And man, when I tell you we had an amazing time with these young ladies, and just so happened, this is a great time to be celebrating them because this is National Women's Month. Yes, we are celebrating our women all March, and I have none other than some amazing women right here in our city, Christie Taylor and Tina Tilton for the Taylor Tilton Show. Let's get ready to bring those wonderful ladies in right now. There is Tina and Christie.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Hi, Tina.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Thanks, DJ One Love. Thank you.
What's up? So we're back. We're back.
I know.
We're back.
You know what? I can say this. I'm loving your intro, and I couldn't help but think of. I said, you know what? You might need to change that and put Houdini on there and be like, One Love, One Love.
I got that one too, but I mean, hey.
One Love.
Yeah, I may have to switch it
up. It's just one of you.
Right.
It's interchangeable.
Okay.
That's right. So he can go from Bob Marley to Houdini back to Bob Marley. Yes, One Love.
Most definitely.
Thank you so much for having us back again. I guess we behaved ourselves enough to be welcomed back to the show.
Right.
You're not right.
Yeah.
Now, I think last week it was, I think we ran out of time because, as Tina said, I'm a talker, and you had to do the rundown of my 56.
Right. Yo, she said it was, and I she said it, and I kept talking. So I was like, I should have picked up on it, but I was so serious at the time because I'm like, hey, this is my first show. I gotta make sure I do it right. So she said it. So I've been laughing at it all week, like, because you were like, oh yeah.
Well, I've lived a long time, and may I continue to, add more to the years in this space. So just for a quick recap, we've been doing media and entertainment since my teenage years. And I'm really grateful that Memphis has showed me a lot of love since 1999. And even now in the 21st century, Tina and I, we're finding new ways to do what we do. So
y'all doing it too.
Definitely.
It's free ways, y'all. It's free. It's just free ways.
Now, Tina.
Not the free way of love. Just free ways of doing things. However, seriously, but I am truly grateful for all of these platforms that Christie and Christie Taylor Consulting has allowed us to do. I mean, well, not the platforms are free, but Christie is really the mind behind the creativity, all the just the bells and whistles of everything that you see. That's her. Ain't me. Yeah.
However, Tina, we got to toot each other's horn. Yes, I'm all about show development and finding new ways to express our creativity through all these digital platforms. But Tina is the queen of broadcasting. And I'm really grateful that, as her slogan says, you can broadcast your podcast on Comcast. So she takes you to the next level.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I've been like literally like, you know how sometimes, you hear certain individuals' names and you don't meet them yet. And you kind of like make your own perception of who they may be because of what they are in the marketplace, so to speak. And then when you meet them and then they just be all that you thought they were, because sometimes you meet individuals and they just be buttholes because of they made this certain name, status in their city or in their career or whatever they're doing. And when I finally got to meet Tina, I mean, she was so bubbly and loving, and it just added to what I had already heard of her. So, and Christie the same way. So that makes all the difference of how long you guys been doing it, remaining humbly while you're doing it, which makes all the difference in the world. So I only see it, just progressing even further because of the things that you poured into individuals and the things that you poured into your career, your brand, and your brand is everything. And you guys are doing a magnificent job with it. So we left off with my homie Tina last week, kind of going into some of her things with her being the first like pioneer in the TV and how she was watching Donnie Simpson and all this type of thing. So let's kind of pick back up on that and see where we were and kind of go into that, because we got to get that core of what that was, because I was all in it. That's why we're doing this again. So let's hear it, Tina.
Yeah. Recapping. And again, congratulations on your first show with us, but congratulations just period, because it was your first show this past Wednesday. So yay for you again. One love. But
appreciate it.
But recapping on that whole video scene, BT, again, Donnie Simpson, Cherie Carter, they were the aspirations that I was able to put a visual, to see, if you will, and go, you know what, that's what I want to be, because they were interviewing Snoop Dogg, and I said, oh, I got it, that's what I want to do with my life. So yeah. And when I got home, I do believe I left off with talking about how CJ with Comcast, Cablevision at that time.
Right.
They had a television
with
show
the box, with the look.
Yeah, you had to get up. But as it got advanced, you had a cord to where you could begin changing the channels with your cord. It was not wireless. You had a cord.
Right.
But he had a television show, and he was about to get married. He left the television show and asked me, did I want his time slot? Of course, the answer was yes, but I had been interning for Cablevision for 2 years, waiting for my time, waiting to get a time slot. Because again, for me, I wanted a dance show. I wanted to be the girl, the female soul train.
Yeah.
The cat dance lick. I mean, 2 left feet, y'all. I can't do anything.
Right.
I don't play sports. I don't do nothing with my feet but walk to and from. That's it. Like that. That's it. However, that was again always an aspiration for me. So I set out to do that. However, it did not work out like I planned, because when CJ contacted me, I had 1 week to get a television show together.
Wow.
And because of that stress,
how you did me.
You did it, bravo. and because of that, I became frantic, and I said, oh my gosh, I got to do something. So I just came up with a video show. I'm like, if Donnie Simpson and Cherie Carter can do it, so can I. So I began recording music videos off of BET and off the television and playing it back on my video waves TV show. And the record labels did get wind of it and was like, you can't do that. And I didn't understand what I had done wrong. I didn't realize one bit that BET's logo was down there at the bottom and that I could not use that. I was unauthorized. I mean, you got to think about it. I was probably 23 years old. I didn't know anything. I had no one to ask. Like I said before, I contacted Donnie Simpson to ask him, how do I go about entering this field? But he didn't respond.
So he wasn't your mentor, exactly.
No, he was not my mentor, right? Just
just your inspiration. Just your inspiration.
Yes, experience was my mentor.
Right.
So, but so I'm grateful to at that time the video music shucks. What were their titles, Christy?
Like Johnny Walker and talking about like A&R directors and.
Yeah, like Johnny Walker and Galloway,
A&R.
and okay, yeah,
executive producer maybe.
No. So record labels, you would have A&R representatives who would contact you from their labels and provide you with records or video.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Walker from Memphis, who ended up working for Def Jam and other places. Yeah, A&R. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Jackie Galloway, Venice Starks, Lester Pace.
Lester
Pace.
Wow.
Gosh. And I would love to see them. I don't know where they are now.
Lester Pace's name just got mentioned. Carlos Brody had done something here recently. And some kind of way Lester Pace was involved with it some kind of way. But I can't remember who I was having that conversation with. But that's something we need to look into though, because Carlos Brody and Lester Pace was big names.
Big names. City. As a matter of fact, there's a local artist here in Memphis who I had a pleasure of interviewing that Lester Pace is connected with. But I'm gonna let her finish her story and then I'll tell you all who that artist is. Young cat coming up. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just basically saying those people were certainly instrumental in my journey with video waves. And I started in '96. Had matter of fact, I was working for
because what were they doing? They would send you the music since they said you couldn't play BET's videos. Back
and
in
they realized
day.
that there was a rep in town locally. They were like, Tina, hey, I've got a video for you. And at that time, they were on these 3/4 inch tapes that were about this thick, and you had to have a 3/4 inch player for that. And I was working at FM 100. Gosh, what was it called then? Not Raycom Media. Ellis Communications.
Yes. Way back in the day.
Mason Granger was the station manager at that time.
Yeah.
And the one of the ladies there in the radio at FM 100, her husband had a camera, and we were just talking in the break room one day, and I was telling her about my dreams and how I wanted to be on TV after I had that conversation with Ron Olson, that is. And she said, well, my husband has a TV camera and he's got a TV show idea, but he doesn't have a host. And why don't you come over? And I came over, and I tell you, like, to this day, the Dyers, Verna and Reginald Dyer, are my friends to this day. There's nothing that they can't call me for that I won't be there. I'm there.
Actually, I was just talking to another DJ friend of mine named Shane, and it's a gentleman who has a mobile DJ service that used to work with FM 100 named Bobby, I believe it is.
I'm not sure.
The name doesn't sound familiar. I think I may be saying his name right. Bobby Smith, I believe it is, or Bobby Harris.
Okay.
Name doesn't ring a bell. Okay.
No.
But anyway,
again, this was the early '90s, so I was there at from '95 until '96. No, I'm sorry, '95 until '97.
Okay.
Right.
Something like that. If
that's
not
amazing.
94, 96, something like that.
Wow. I was just graduating high school.
like we became so close that they gave me a key to the backyard. To the storage. They had a built-in storage in the back of their home, where all of his television production stuff was placed. So I just had a key, and I would go over and just key myself in every now and then when I needed to look at a video or see what I'm talking about or prep for the taping. And Reginald would come back there and have his big old camera. And would record me. And
that's what you call favor.
Wow. Did you say Vernon Dyer?
Yes.
As an account executive? Because she years later, I met her at Clear Channel when she was doing radio sales.
That's
before I left Hallelujah FM.
And she's still doing it. She's still doing radio sales. Sure. And then that's why I said FM 100. So she was there. She was at FM 100 doing radio sales at that time.
Right. But one thing I can say about you ladies is that one thing I'm big on, like when you think about MC Light, how her voice sounds, and how she's like the voice of BET and other markets as far as like commercials and stuff. And so I can literally hear someone's voice and be like, they need to be on TV or radio or something. And I have to commend you all it's like it's amazing that you guys was able to come together and put your forces together, and it's going to be an amazing thing moving forward. But
you don't hear mine
you guys,
often.
What'd you say,
You
Tina?
don't hear mine often.
Oh, whatever. But
exactly.
Yeah, you guys have some amazing voices, just amazing undertones. You know, when you think about Janet Fully Love and what's the other young lady? Bev Johnson. I like it sounds like radio in the morning when it comes on, and it's like I love that what that is. And like Christie, when you were still on the radio, I was like, it's people that's on the radio. Don't get me wrong, and they do a good job, but it's just something different when you have that extra. Like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Is that something you guys practice on, or is it something that you guys always knew that you had?
Well, Tina hated radio. Tina didn't want to do radio.
Oh wow.
I've always loved radio. I always loved radio since I was a little girl. If those who remember radio serials, you know, those radio stories on the AM dial where they would have those stories and stuff and the sound effects. So I always had an affinity for radio and the sound of voice, even in school back in the day when they would have those tape recorders, like, and you had the projector and the voice narration. But Tina said she didn't like radio. No. And I was like, what?
I don't know why.
No, I stand firm with that.
Well, how did you end up in so you were doing your Cablevision, you worked for FM 100 in a non-radio radio on-air position. So how did you actually end up,
in radio?
Yeah, how did that happen?
Well, Ellis Communications at that time, they did switch companies from Ellis to Raycom. And when that company switched, I found myself out of a job. However, my brother had just informed me that there was this new radio station in town that had just signed on and they play hip hop. And he said, you should take a listen to it because I don't think they have any DJs over there. And I listened and I was like, oh, okay, well, this is very similar to the music that I play on video waves. But I'm trying to think, I don't even think I had time to contact them, LaVelle, because I just continued to do video waves. But lo and behold, as I was doing video waves, the program director of Hot 107 at the time, I know his name is CJ. I think he's CJ too, but if it's not CJ, it's something. It starts with C. But anyway, he was then flipping through the dials and saw this young black lady who's playing music videos with the same format of his radio station. So he contacted me and was like, would you like to come and be a part of our radio station? I'd like for you to come and audition. And I was so nervous, but I said yes, because I just thought it made sense. And I went to audition and I was just like, because he put me on at midnight.
Right. Wow.
Again, I'm super comfortable in front of the camera, just super comfortable. I'm comfortable in front of.
That's odd though. I mean, why would you be comfortable on the camera and not being seen? One
Love. I asked her the same question when she told me this. I was like, huh?
It's something that should be just in the reverse.
That's what I'm made for. Y'all don't get it.
I get it. Hey, I like it. That's what Usher said. That's what it's made for.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna move on. But seriously, and he put me on from midnight until 1 as an audition. And gosh, I was so horrible. I'm so embarrassed because I didn't know. Let me try and read something real quick. Let's see. He said, okay, go over there and read this. I said, okay. Hey, you're listening to Hot 107 and that was Scotch Transparent Tape made in the USA Classic Greasy. What is this? I can't hardly see this anymore. Okay. Finish tape, grade A, grade A. Just high pitched everything. And he was like, whoa, tone it down.
Right.
He said, you can't do that. That was my first day for 1 hour. He said, tone it down. And I was like, okay. So the next day I went in, I said, hi, you're listening to Hot 107, Scotch Transparent Tape in the classic glossy finish tape grade A. Valued. It's great. DMX with Get At Me Dog on Hot 107. Hey, what's wrong with you? He said, sounds like you took Prozac or something. And he's like, he said, you took an upper yesterday and a downer today.
Wow.
No, I'm serious. And at that point, I just started crying because I knew I had blew my chances. I'm like, I don't know. Then I gave you what I had. I gave you my upper. I gave you my downer. I had no idea. I'm serious. But he insisted that I return and come back, and I came back the rest of the week. Still not there, not very polished at all. But he couldn't understand. He said, "How can you do this on television. But you can't do? But it's difficult for you to do on radio." I said, "I don't know. It's different." And he said, "How? I don't know. It's just different." So I don't know, Lavelle. He saw favor in me. And he allowed me to work through my kinks and find my space, because he told me eventually, he said, "You're going to find your voice. So just keep working on it." But somehow, I mean, that man just believed in me, and that was just God. That's all I can
That sounds like a whole nother show, some sort of something. Find your voice. That sounds like
I should not have been there. I should not.
Honestly, I have a course in a class that I want to teach about how to find your voice.
Yeah,
finding your voice.
Needed.
The power of your voice. Yeah.
Okay.
Because each one of us has one. Yeah.
The time is coming so close. Oh my God. Anyway, so I'm glad you said that, Christy, because I want to thank you, and I don't mind saying this because I want to make sure we promote everything you guys are doing. So Christie Taylor has Christie Taylor Consulting, and when I tell you, she is literally on it. She does all the training for you. If you want to make your shows and your podcasts better, make them pop, sound, and look good, you need to get with my homie, my girl, Christie Taylor. She gonna make you look and sound good. And can you tell us a little bit about that with the Christie Taylor Consulting?
Well, based upon the fact that I struggle. I mean, most people don't know this. I was a very, very quiet person, and I felt like that I was extremely quiet, not shy, but quiet. But as I learned, I know, right? I know. But when I learned that I said, I had something to say. I have something to say. And when I began to really move into that space, one of the things that was important to me was, as you say, finding your voice, and being able to be your best at it. So when it even comes to this new media world, I also think, yes, we're in digital media. Yes, we're doing YouTube shows and podcasts, but it can look like the highest level television shows. So absolutely. I put a lot of effort into learning how to present yourself or pimp out your graphics and your branding, because I think that people do have something special to say, and you want people to really pay attention to your message by not being distracted by your delivery, your messaging, and your look. So I know One Love, you talk about that sometimes people will just jump on a live with something important to say, but you'll tune them out because they're not communicated in a way that's effective or attractive. And we don't want people to be pulled back. So one of the things I do is I do assist people with, number one, finding out what's the best platform. Number two, what's your true message? And number three, what should be your look? And once you get those three together, you can make any message, pop. So I do work with people one-on-one. Also, we're about to launch some courses. And then, of course, Tina and I, we were talking about 2 years ago, but the pandemic hit, about even doing some in-person training at the Podcast Center. So we're looking forward to that as well. So I'm here to help you develop your show, but more importantly, develop who you are so you can max out your media opportunities. You want to make sure you look good, have the right message, and be on the right platform.
Awesome, man. Again, it's the time is here, and as you can see down at the ticker, it's giving you all the information with Christie Taylor and Tina Tilton for the Tina Tilton Hour and the things that they have going on. And I thank you all for investing in me and seeing what I have. Literally since 2 years ago. They don't seem like 2 years ago when Tina called me and said she needed somebody to interview because somebody dropped out. It's like it's been going ever since. So I just see great things coming soon, and I see us working together, doing some things together. So any closing remarks that you guys would give to somebody that has the aspiration, a young lady, a young man who wants to get into, say, radio or television? Is there anything that you could say to them in a real quick moment as to what you would say to do?
Tina,
I would say, sure, no problem. I would say stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Because if you don't stand, and it may sound cliche-ish or whatever, but I'm not trying to be that. I'm really trying to say stand for something, because again, for me, I did stand for what I thought was appropriate communications or appropriate music at the radio station. And I mentioned on your last show that I got fired on my birthday, and it's okay. I do it again in a heartbeat. Yeah. But I know I got fired because I was very vocal about my stance and where the music was headed, of which what the music that we hear today.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah. But I stood against it, for lack of better words. I may not have appeared to win, but for me, being now the owner of the podcast center and doing my own thing and doing things with Christie Taylor and the Taylor Tilton Show, Taylor Tilton Hour, yes, I won. So again, stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Yeah, man, I will say to that.
Hold on, we got to clap that up. We got to clap that up. Clap that up. Got to clap that up. Got to clap that up. Go ahead, Christy.
And I'll just piggyback that number one, follow your dreams. Wow. And I say that with the power of individuality. I actually grew up around a lot of amazing singers and producers, and yet, even though I can sing, media was my path. And at some point, there was a section of my life when I was trying to be with the singers and stuff that I would later play on the radio, but I had to end up following my dream because I wasn't happy and I was not in sync with God's highest calling for my life, which led to some heartbreaks, some upsets, just some painful experience emotionally. So I would say to anybody, follow your dream. I don't care if it's near everybody else's, but stay in your lane, follow your dreams, and that's where God will be with you in your ascension. And I'm grateful for God's power working through me as a radio personality, and as a media personality, and understanding that it's His power and His touch on my life, where I could sing, but His purpose was for me to be on the mic in a different way. So follow your dream.
And that actually goes together. I mean, once you think about that, stand for something or you fall for anything, because if you don't follow your dream, that means you're not standing on anything. And so I'm just, like I said, I'm elated. If y'all notice, like anytime you guys have a show, anything you guys share, I'm a part of the team. And then team is an acronym that says together everyone can achieve more. Another acronym is that I like is called POUR, passing over opportunity repeatedly. And a lot of us do that. So that's what the follow your dream part means. Stop being poor and actually get into the things that you want to pursue in life, because we only have one life to live. So that's why we call it real life with one love. I want to say thank you guys, Miss Tina Tilton and Miss Christie Taylor, for sharing your time with us. We know we got a lot of things to do and you got some more media to catch. So thank you guys for watching Real Life with One Love. And this will be also airing on YouTube and on Facebook Live. And Real Life with One Love is again thankful for Miss Tina Tilton and Christie Taylor. We're signing off, and we thank you for watching Real Life with One Love. And thank you for watching Real Life with One Love.